Yes. Hi, Christian. You
Yeah.
led rookie defensive linemen in tackles last year. When you ended the season, what did you and Coach Hoppy identify as one or two areas where you felt like you needed to be better this year? And how tough is it to have tackles for loss as a defensive tackle in the system?
Um, well, things, I'm never a complete player. I'm never done working on my game. So there's always things you can improve on. So the biggest thing for me is just working on hands, pads, leverage, and having good technique, really. But that starts with your hands, eyes, your feet. And like I said, playing with good pad leverage. And, like from what I noticed from college to the NFL, it's a lot harder to make those big plays. You know what I mean? But, that just stems from your technique. You play with good technique, you'll make a lot of plays, and you'll make those big plays, get those tackles for loss too. So that's really my big focus going into the season.
Go to Sutton.
Christian, how are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Year two, the expectations of being a first-round pick, still don't escape you. I guess, what's your approach really heading into this season as a big part of the Dolphins rebuild? And what's your advice for some guys like Tua and Noah and Austin as they, approach their rookie seasons?
Yeah, well, I no one has higher expectations, for me than me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always working daily, day in and day out on my craft, just to be the best player I can be and the best leader. I feel like I could definitely take a step from a leadership standpoint this year. Just lead by example, vocal when I can, so that's big as well. But, that all starts from, preparation and doing what I need to do on the field. And just, I'm ready to, help those guys out, those 3 new first round picks, as much as I can, because I know what it's like. I know what the pressures are like, the expectation to, succeed on the field and just everything off the field, dealing with life and, just managing all the distractions and things like that. I'm just definitely here for those guys as much as I can be.
Go to Travis.
Hey, Christian, man, it's good to see you again. Wanted to talk to you about when the Dolphins drafted you. Both Flo and Chris referred to the energy you bring to all the practices and workouts and that type of thing. With a lot of the new faces you guys have on defense this year, I'm curious to know how those personalities are meshing and if anyone's matching your level of energy this season.
Well, I don't think if anyone can match my energy. I'm always happy, always ready to work, always ready to go. But no, it really feel like, it's crazy. I feel like the connection we've already built and are going to continue to build is just so natural. Those new guys that came in, from the rookies to the free agents, just the guys we picked up and the guys that have been here, and I just feel like it's so natural. Like, it feels like we've been around each other already for a while. And that stems just from good leadership on the defensive side too. We got good guys, we're bringing those guys in with open arms, and everybody else is getting where they fit in too. So it's just that part of it's been great. I'm really connecting with a lot of the newer guys.
Go to Omar.
Christian, you guys did a lot of work on the defensive line, or the organization did, in terms of adding pieces, edge setters. How much do you think that that's going to help benefit your game and Gottschalk's game?
I think it'll go hand in hand, and they'll help us a lot, and we'll help them a lot. We just got to be on the same accord, have the same mindset, and the biggest thing is just do your job. And I think we brought in some good guys, like you said. So we'll help them make plays. They'll help us make plays. And I'm excited to get to work with those guys, even just after a few days, getting out there, walking through, jogging through, and just being with those guys in meetings and stuff, just hanging around them. I think we got a chance to be pretty good, but we'll just take them one day at a time.
Ruthie.
Hi, Christian. Just wondering, with kind of the uncertainty in football and in the sports world in general, how does the vibe or like the energy feel a little bit different now that you guys have been on the field together for a while, if it feels different at all? Or do you kind of still feel that same excitement of training camp?
No, it is different because, right now, if this was a typical year in a normal training camp, we would already been in pads by now. We would already hit the ground running, already had about a week or so of practice. So it's a little different. It's a little funky, but you still want to bring it. You still have that same excitement, that willingness to work, that willingness to, just get better each and every day. And you can see that kind of energy, that kind of mindset around the guys, in the locker room. but it definitely is different. You know, just you got to be more cautious and take the precautions and, follow the new protocols. And, it's kind of a new normal of what it's like, just around the facility and everything. But we're all adjusting pretty well.
Beasley?
Christian, I wanted to ask you about, and I'm sorry if you've been already, my computer was acting up, so I haven't seen this whole stream, but have you been asked about Alan Hearns' decision to opt out? And had you given any thought yourself to maybe taking the year off?
Well, as far as Alan's decision, I'm behind him and support him 100%. I mean, in this kind of situation where there's so many unknowns, and this is, this clearly a worldwide pandemic, to each his own. You just got to respect guys and their decisions. Everyone, I'm not going to knock a guy if he doesn't, if he decides to opt out. I'm not going to knock a guy if he wants to keep playing. Guys got their own personal things going on in their life, so they got to deal with it as the best they feel. And so that's really how I feel about that. And if guys want to opt out, I respect it, and if not, I respect it as well.
Safid?
Yeah, Christian, as a player rep, how have your conversations with teammates been from a PA standpoint on how things are now that you're in the building, in camp, working out, versus in the off season when you weren't together, still kind of ironing out details before reporting?
Right. Well, guys obviously have a lot of questions and concerns, and just kind of want updates on different things. So, being the rep, I'm happy I'm able to provide those, provide guys with answers as best as I can in those situations, and try to give them as much advice or as much knowledge about certain things that I have that, can help them with making decisions about just going about their everyday life or whatever. I'm happy I'm able to provide that for those guys. But yeah, there's definitely, it's been a busy off season, clearly. And I put a lot of work in from, the rep standpoint, just being in on all the calls and things like that, and just taking a lot of time to learn and listen so that I can help guys, in my locker room.
Go to Barry.
Christian, I was wondering if you watched tape of yourself from your rookie NFL season sort of as a teaching tool this offseason, and ballpark idea of how much you were doubled last year in games, about what percent ballpark-wise?
I can't give you a percentage per se, but I definitely watched, a good amount of tape on my game last year and just try to, be able to critique yourself and find areas to improve and just, areas to get better. There's a lot of those for me. So now, going into this year, I know, where to put most of my focus and my time and my energy.
Our last questions for Hal.
Christian, just sort of following up on what Safid was asking you a minute ago, putting your union rep hat on again, how would you categorize the discussions with the other 31 teams across the league? Would you say that the union reps are optimistic, concerned, pessimistic? Where do you think the collective vibe is?
First, I really feel like we got great leadership across the league. I feel like as a union and as a PA, we got great representation. And it's, you could clearly see why guys were chosen by other teams to be the representation. There's great leadership from all the guys. So really the biggest thing is I feel like, a lot of guys are optimistic, hoping that we can get through the full season and everything, especially if the biggest thing is just we as players and we as an NFL and, as organizations, we got to take ownership and everyone doing their part. So that way, we can stay as healthy as possible. We could limit the spread or whatever as much as possible so that we can get through a full healthy season. So that's really just where the optimism comes from. And just hoping that guys doing what they're right and everyone's being professional about this.